take your seats, grab your snacks. It's a 16-14 to set the scene for map 2. Train did go the way of the FURIA gang. Let's see if Gen G have got more fight in them. Som impressing Kusta, the same chickens on the screen and in the server. GG.bet have got a pretty solid odds in favor of FURIA. My goodness, high expectations of this South American powerhouse.
Is this Fanatics? The straight up mid, cheeky little insta contact? Big stuff.
Okay.
Not gone well.
Hello.
There's a lot of players here for the CT side. There's 3 of them towards Pit, 2 towards CT Arch, and Kusta sitting back patiently, just plucking Arch out of the air. And this has all been seen and done, so these are going to have to be some really big shots coming out from the T's to make anything work from this.
Well, that's one thing you can do against FURIA, over-rotate. Make sure you have the lion's share of your players on deck, and while the bomb's dropped, it's just going to leave Yuri stranded alone in Arch. Just can plant their bottoms, and Yuri, well, he'll be taken out by Som. So that one right there was a quicken, and Genji will immediately jump up to a 1-0 lead here. Now, remember, this is FURIA's pick. I mentioned before that this map has been played every single time these two teams have met in 2020. They've played 4 best-of-3 series and 1 best-of-1, and in all of those, Inferno has come on out. Now, it's been back and forth. In more recent times, it's been FURIA getting the better of Gen G on it. Inferno last time round, 16-12 in their favor. The 4-spy, well, it's going to follow. No plant means it will just be pistols. With a little bit of utility behind it. A Galil for Art, and a slower start to this one. You don't want to take too much damage early. Allow the CTs to expend theirs to get control, and that's exactly what's going on. That nade goes ashy. Nobody standing and waiting as he will now take control.
So you know 2 players Banana. You've just seen 2 deep smokes Banana. You know that the B players likely won't have their smokes for the rest of this round, something that they'll be working with. For now, it does look like they were setting up for a potential run boost. Not going to be seeing that one. Just Art climbing on his teammates as always. Very powerful setup. Som can drop off that half wall and have the element of surprise for his first. Art is going far up, and he knows he's got the element of surprise on Kusta here. Oh, Vinny taking the duel for him. Automatic trying to hide into library. He may rat out the push. Dap's going aggressive. Keserato trying to contain. It's unheard of with just a P250. Som, though, gonna get his first, and so now that bomb can be planted. It's not the most standard. Oh, automatic. I can't believe Yuri's still kicking. He's going to be able to plant that bomb, and that retake is smoked off from Banana.
A weird round, but Daps, I guess, is viable here because the SMG doesn't have to do as much work as the T's are a little bit powdered up.
They're rotating all the way back round, Lauren. They left Banana completely. This is going to be a late retake. There's a real chance for FURIA in this one. There's not even a defuse kit in play.
Got to get a little bit of a wiggle on. Bentet there for one. Vinny is doing everything he can to make this work. Sees automatic, gas to get him, not going to happen. Well played in the end, and you're right to spot that rotation through CT. Back through CT, I guess. Yeah,
and that was actually the reason that the bottom was offered up towards CT spawn there, and Daps could finish him off so easily. So it got a bit dicey there. Look, I love a good around-the-world play. Alex, you've played many pugs with me where you see me foolishly plant open, run around to the other side of the map, and they've defused the bomb by the time I get there.
Yeah.
Well, this one's worked on the CT side. They don't have to worry in the same fashion. And Daps, he started out very strong in map number 1. He had the clutch on pistol round. That was a good start for him. He was able to do a decent job holding that inner bomb site from time to time. And here now, leading the charge for his team, the most frags to the name. But the AKs, they'll be out. Deagles for Keserato and Henny.
Interesting. Let's see how far FURIA can get with their 3rd round bye here. Automatic. Holding that smoke, and does look like he'll be deploying it very early. And always, sometimes, Chad, I see that early smoke middle, and I feel like it was kind of a waste. How would you justify a smoke so early into the middle of mid?
If you know a team like FURIA love to be hyper-aggressive, this is one way to slow them down. But apparently they have solutions for everything. So a boost over the top has cleared it out. They don't respect the smoke whatsoever. This flash could be good.
Good, and is. Kusta does flash off Yuri. Automatic's in a real tough spot. Molly's flashes bullets. And that will end. Daps aggressive, though. He's been spotted by the jiggle. Does well to find Vinny. Kusta cannot trade just yet, but bomb not spotted. Bentet dunked down to 50. Oh my goodness, Art just ignores him, and even catching him with the spray. That's double for Art, and likely the sight.
What's it look like Art is playing like Source? He can run, shoot, beat people from like Gen G, like pretty handedly. Like, this guy, his aggression is actually so well positioned too. It just seems to catch these people off guard.
The smoke was on Pit. He knew that Bentet was likely not going to try a wide swing. He had teammates around him. It's like this. It looks mad.
It makes sense, though.
But there's calculations behind it.
Precisely, right? The risks that they're taking are relatively calculated in the sense of how would people normally approach this situation? Oh, okay, well, if we do something a little bit off meta, as I like to call it, or counterintuitive, some might label it, you're able to play around the regular scenario and then be in a better position to deal with it. So I like to put these guys, FURIA, in the same bucket as Fnatic because of that, right? They know so well how everybody is going to react or should react, and I can actually see bits and pieces in the way that Daps likes to approach some of these rounds that is trying to stifle that. He's trying to be more aggressive and take the fight to them, because if they can get them in the choke points where they know they're going to be and multi-kill at that point, then it becomes 2v2s, 3v3s late rounds, and that aggression and that momentum that FURIA have, well, it dips out the window because everyone has to slow it down.
Yeah, so if Daps has got this MP9, and with that in mind, he knows this is going to be a fully bought up FURIA. If anything, he wants to try and slow them down, maybe getting that banana control he managed to seize before. And speaking of banana control, I am seeing three CTs charging their way down early. Molotov will make things a bit problematic. Som does mantle up onto that half wall temporarily. This is the duel Daps was looking for, but Art, he's weathered the storm.
You're welcomed into Art's world, though, aren't you? You're living there with him, so you better be up for the fight. He's been playing it very well, and certainly showing a great deal. Some not being subtle with the rifle. Has to fall away, but they don't know of automatic just yet. He's still around there. But look at the progress that Vinny has. These guys are everywhere. And again, this wraps towards the side. This could potentially just eliminate Kusta's viability. It could instantly isolate Bentet. But it's all about timing. And let's see if that player coming through library has any inclination to force start. No, you don't. Beheadings happen. And Vinny, the executioner at this point.
Bentet. Just another one to be added to the stats at this point. Nice catch. And the smoke will enable him to walk up, not be so concerned about Balcom Pit, but it's just smoke and mirrors, quite literally, the format.
It's just so early. This seems like another save situation. So I'm going for this. Sure, it'd be fantastic if we pull off a 1v3, but in current Counter-Strike's landscape, no one ever goes for rounds like this, especially when their CT side is the first half. A save is the right call. And he's going to be doing exactly that. So the way that it's developed, especially thanks to Astralis, is that when you basically lose a site, you're saving, right? It's so difficult to be getting back into these rounds. Teams have been trying to hold on to utility more so they can set up for retakes. But in this kind of a situation where it was a force buy, they were already working with a hamstrung buy. My hamstrings are a bit sore today.
How's your PT sessions going, Chad? You doing flexibility? How is are you touching your toes?
I can touch my toes.
Oh, it's Henry that can't touch his toes.
Yeah, but excuse me, I'm not the fittest kid out there, or
someone
a kid
telling you how unfit you are is motivating you.
Yeah. So they hold me to a decent standard.
Yeah,
and it's
a coach, if you will.
Yeah,
no, like the bad guy. You need to have that third party to tell you how bad you are.
Precisely.
Fortunately, we've got Twitter.
Yeah, they do a fantastic
job. They do it for us.
Yeah, humble.
Moving away from the Twitter sphere, thankfully, for everyone's mental health, Som did get boosted over the smoke, but it hurts. It really hurts. The incendiary completely nullifying the retreat. The only rifle from that saved round prior has now been, well, essentially completely removed. He's only working with 9 HP. Daps hasn't got anything he can do. The wide swing is indicative of that. And so they'll just finish this one off. It is just another day in the office. He knows exactly the options Som had. And getting one is something. Getting two is even better. Doesn't have too many ramifications. Looks good, though, and does put FURIA up another round.
So we've been talking about this a lot recently, and it's the risk-reward of the CT-sided force buy. If you're able to wrangle control of the economy early when you go for CT-sided force buys, it's great. You know, you're able to start to build a little bit of a lead. However, that hasn't been the case for Genji here today, and all 5 individuals just had over that 4.3 mark. And you can see what that means for the buy. No defused kits, only 1 Molotov in play. A sprinkling of smokes. It's just a very light amount of utility. So they have to play more heads up here. They have to win these duels.
I can't believe a team at this level is just so brazenly aggressive. I have not seen anything like this in so long. And of course, there is a big downside to it. Sometimes you just lose the fight, and it's as simple as it can be. Even though with 3 players standing, the CTs hold firm. They're going to make this one be harder for those 3 Ts to make anything happen with. And yes, Henny's considering that B site. And look how passive Som has to be, sitting back and staying safe because, you know, a man down, it does spread you thin.
I'm really not understanding that approach right there from FURIA. As I was painting the picture, Genji didn't have a lot of money to work with. I'm not sure if they were expecting them to have more utility in this round here. Going for a mid play like that, very, very aggressive. You're hoping that the CTs aren't standing there with rifles out. Well, Genji only really had rifles to work with. So that is the best offering that FURIA could have had if you are a Genji fan.
I like the boost, though. They can actually get him all the way, clearing into sight, graveyard, all of that good stuff while Henny walks up as well. Kus is not going to be ready for that. But with Bentep on the balcony. Oh, he's set for the frag here. Maybe even 2. He has got them both. Yuri, he's lost his teammates. He's lost his chance at the round. Can't really recover that bomb without peeking into someone. There's Kusta. And so we get our 3-3, keeping things level, just as we did on Train, but doing so much earlier this time into the piece. Cash is weird. Looks like Yuri, I hope he has an AK on the ground. I'm looking, looks like Art might have dropped him one. If not, he's just fully equipped his AWP. But this was that double. Look at that transfer. That was very quick from Bentep.
All right, so with this AWP out in Art's hands, if they want to go for something aggressive at Banana and try and find a pick, you're going to see them extinguishing Molotovs. You're going to see them throwing a lot of flashes over the top. And Art actually, he'll just be holding passive. He's on T stairs, looking towards top mid, nobody greeting him early. So that means he might go for a little bit of a pick himself. With that smoke coming in, just under 1 minute 40 seconds, it will dissipate with 1:20 left on the clock. And if they want to continue to keep it smoked, well, that means late round they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But this time, they've got kits, they've got Molotovs, a lot more utility to work with here. But they've already given up mid control. You can see they've dropped back. They have no information right now, Genji. No banana info, no top mid info. This is very, very dangerous.
So there could be 5 Ts on either site about to explode. However, the reality is that Art clearing towards the long arch. If he gets this frag on the jiggling automatic, they're in. I think he got enough info there. Flash indicates as such. Ooh, Yuri's trying to get ratty. An automatic has been caught from elsewhere. This pincer maneuver, it could hurt, but Kusta trying to relieve the pressure. Great headshot angle from Bentet. Needs Art to find another. Look at him go, Bentet. You put your best player in pit and you can see exactly why. 2-on-2 though, and with the bomb going down, FURIA have got a real shot at this one. Som and Dap's going to give it their all. There's a lot of util for them. They can smoke off a lot of the threats.
Got to feel as if only they had a flash, you could do a little more with it. But as said, smoke's going in. You're right. They have a couple. Even the molly now coming through. But eyes on Som as well, wrapping all the way around. But Haynes just be waiting up here. Doesn't have to do too much about this, just play the time right, and you can see Keserato is going to be the first port of call. In they go, Som's there, Keserato finds him, and Henny shuts down Daps. And again, FURIA doing wonders. I've got to say, I'm baffled to see this brand of Counter-Strike back.
It's good, right?
It's weird.
I love it. Look, the methodical style of Counter-Strike that Astralis has brought to everybody's attention, it's great, right? It's really good. Color by numbers Counter-Strike.
I love this. Honestly, I will always enjoy what the likes of, Fnatic were doing. I think they're obviously one of the biggest examples of it during their heyday of it. But it just feels so on a knife's edge, right? It's like it can go so badly wrong. You get made to look like a fool when it goes wrong. It's those sort of things, right? It's that all-in sort of mentality.
Is it because we live our lives quite risky as well, Lauren, and we like it when other people are doing it in a video game?
I think it's just very exciting to watch, right? It's that prospect that they are playing percentages that shouldn't necessarily be favorable to them sometimes.
It's what you've been talking about this whole time, the risk and reward. That style, the approach of knowing the risk involved in the pursuit of such a great reward, as a human, that's exciting. You're like, holy schmoly.
Red beans and ravioli.
This could go wrong. I know that this could cost him a spot at ESL 1 Cologne. And yet when it doesn't, that's very exciting.
So even then you add in the element of, back when we used to discuss this style, the fear of the name. Can you pull this off against the greats? And it looks like obviously FURIA can. They don't seem that afraid to be aggressive, even in the most pressured moments. It is very exciting, but obviously it does cause me to have partial anxiety attacks. But this round shouldn't be too bad for them. They've got the 2 players towards B to get past. The smoke's going to only encourage on. He does literally not care. He will get traded on, but Acerato right there to back him up. Good damage dealt, but the B site is theirs. The rotations are coming in, but Yuri's element, his impact, his... Look at him. He's drawing 2 players back again. They really can't just commit anywhere altogether, can they?
No, he doesn't have to do more than fire those shots and then disappear. He's won them the round. Keeping those CTs investigating towards the T-apps.
Look how far he's dropped
Yeah,
back.
I know he was around here somewhere.
Wild goose chase right now.
Oh, he
Did you see
didn't
the
quite
barrel?
spot him. He didn't. He will now. Well, that's a frustrating way to go down when you knew there was an AK lurking. He's found automatic as well. Lovely work from Yuri. Just making sure he's getting that score, getting that motivation, getting that confidence now with Kusta. He's not going for any sort of funny business here. You might want to try and keep Henny on the site, lose the life to the radius. He's done enough.
He's dead.
Is he gonna go down with the ship? He is. Kusta falls. They recover anything they can find. You can see the FURIA boys above the CT spawn. Bentet's been doing a great job on A. I want to make sure I make that abundantly clear. The 2 times we've seen FURIA going for some coordinated hits, he's had the balcony play. He got the double kill when they were wrapping into sight. Unfortunately, that was converted in the end by FURIA, but the hard work from Bentet has not been ignored.
Automatic has the AWP out now. No defuse kits once again. So if we get into a post-plant situation, remember that fact. Flashed off the line. He's going to think better of re-peeking into that one right there. And, well, the normal rally of utility and banana could be dropping in any moment. Acerato very, very quiet here. I think this half-wall nade from Som's going to come in a second. Here we go. Landing directly on Acerato's feet. That's a lot of damage. 54 to be precise.
And around 50 to be vague.
Oh. That's got a sting for automatic. I feel like we haven't seen him much on the AWP, and the time he has it, you're just going to go and get peeked like that.
Oh,
and
what?
a 5v3, where's that just come from?
Through the smoke at B. Oh, he almost gets
me?
another?
He nearly got them both. Oh, he did.
Oh, Henny, come on,
He
mate.
hasn't seen anyone. He's got a double kill.
Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible.
That's a nasty round for the Gen G squad to accept.
I found all of those players who shoot me through smoke, who run up middle. They're just, it's FURIA, fake nicking in all my terrible matchmaking games. I found them.
That's the problem. Okay.
It's never, Chad, it's never me.
No, of course.
me.
Project. That's right. We project.
It is.
We're great at projecting.
Projecting. We're not good at talking though.
Projecting. Look, I want to point this out.
Reddit is going to go mental.
I want to point this out for the viewers at home, in case you're just joining us. This is, in fact, an elimination match. The loser of this is out of ESL 1 Cologne. Hold up a second.
It's a mid-rush, and it's been handled. Stemmed the bleed. Yuri only lets one by the keeper.
The winner of this, though, plays 100 Thieves. So FURIA versus 100 Thieves, that doesn't usually go very well for the Thieves. So we'll see.
And this is in the elimination bracket.
Indeed,
so
it is.
Yeah, in fact, if you're a 100 Thieves player / fan, you're probably going to be cheering for Gen G. That's probably a much more, what's the word? Not applicable, but it's more comfortable, certainly.
I know what you're looking for. I've also lost.
saying.
Yeah, I think the late nights are catching up with me.
Already?
Yeah, I'm not a gamer
Okay.
anymore, Lauren.
Yeah, let's go, Chad.
I'm
You sure it's not you going out and, you know, doing PT sessions at 11 a.m. every day and then coming back and having to do night shift?
Lauren, we're
Trying
doing
to live a real person life while living a non-real person life.
we're doing a Lanchin calendar, Henry, myself, and
Right.
Alex. So what we're going to do is, I don't know the time frame that we're giving ourselves here, but the idea is just get a bunch of shirtless pics
What
out
do you
there.
think? Like an OnlyFans kind of
It's
calendar.
absolutely tragic.
If you guys do want to see the calendar, make sure you tweet at Alex, myself, and Henry. Let
Is
us
it for
know.
a good cause or just...
Oh, yeah.
Like
We want to
us.
upgrade the.
Us.
It's a pretty great cause. I love that cause.
Oh, God almighty. Wait, hold on. I guess you've got to meet fire with fire. I find it crazy that Daps is just hooning it down.
What?
Anna,
Look at you.
Anna, what is this game?
Anna, that looks so silly when it doesn't work and so good when it does. Walking out balcony, he was right to assume the A side clear, but Bentet, he's got glue on his shoe. He never seems to leave that pit. So in support, found another. FURIA falling flat here in round 11. Nade looks good. Ooh, Som's not happy. Good molly, puts Bentet on notice. And he's ready and waiting. Bentet does dunk him in the end, and it's converted by his squad. Kusta with another double. And we head straight on back into the fray. 7-2, 7 rounds, excuse me, 4, but 7 for FURIA on the T side of their map pick for elimination of Genji. Fallen into this lower bracket. Both teams have had their slip up. The margin for error is now 0, certainly for Genji. This is CT side Inferno. We need to start seeing a slew of rounds. Couple of sacrifices. Daps is rocking an MP9. Bentet's on the FAMAS. And charging down. Daps, he wants to make this play work. He's tried it multiple times. And Serato gets away with murder.
Okay. Look at the liberties they're taking all across the map. As soon as they know it's 3 members over towards the B site, they know it's just 2 towards A. They drop those dominoes nice and quick, and FURIA with 8 rounds on the board just like that. There's no option for automatic in Kusta. They have to save. Inferno, retakes are feeling almost impossible.
Right. Haven't we gone through this conversation of how to deal with this aggression, though? You need utility, you need to do all this and that, right? Haven't we done this? Have we done this before, right? Haven't we lived this life years ago? How are they getting away with him just banging it up mid?
So here's the problem, Lauren. This team, no matter where you go, will think your utility is basically confetti falling from the sky, run through it, have flashes helping them, and still try and get in your face, right? So the FURIA of old, or the FURIA of last season, would run up Banana through that and continue to take those fights. And that's what they've been doing. The fact that they've been taking daps out and then trading, you want to stop that. You don't want to be trading. You want to be winning that. You want to be taking Banana and having it for yourself. And you can see they're sending 3 individuals over there at the start because they really want to hold on to that control. But that leaves a corridor of middle completely open. And automatic, he's done his best here. He will hold on to the AWP. So that's one positive if we're going to be giving thumbs up to anything here today. They're running away with it.
They play like how I envision myself playing. I run up mid and I die constantly. It's probably because I'm absolutely garbage compared to every one of these players. But like this just doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel right. It feels wrong.
So if they stop, right, if they give up Banana control, what happens is there'll still be a little bit of exchange of utility at the start. There has to be. But then FURIA, they do these contact plays where they're executing before you even know it's happening. And then you're caught with your rifles out or you have a smoke in hand. They are so good at changing the pace that the only way I think that Daps is realizing they can deal with this is they have to win the duels and they have to win the fights. Well, that's not going in their favor. Vinny has 15 kills.
You're saying the same things we say for Fnatic. The best way to beat Fnatic is to beat Fnatic at their own game.
Shoot him in the head.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the conversation we were talking about in 2015 on Katowice desks, and now
took over from Fnatic
5 years later. Sorry, the era? It was SK, it was the Brazilians.
What started Brazilians bring?
Lots of mid-round stuff, right? So they slowed it right down. Once they got to the 3v3s or whatever, they were able to play around, string you out, fake you out quite a lot. They had very good theory.
Their practice was different. Their practice regiment was much more situational. So if you've died when you were supposed to do this, I'll throw this, etc. So it felt like their mid-round was way more coordinated than anyone at the time.
God, you're right.
Now everyone's caught up.
I completely forgot that conversation, but you're so right. And I mean, it feels like Genji's money's been trashed so often, especially if you theorize you want that utility. Oh. Stop! Let them have a round. Let them have a bloody chance at it.
You went even more British then, Lauren.
I'm getting upset.
That's even more British.
It's either when I'm drunk or sad. It's laid on thick.
Are they usually the same thing?
Yeah.
All right, well.
Watch this. Yuri, he's going to turn the corner with his
barrel.
And that's a lovely little upgrade for Kusta. Take that with a very little price to pay as well. Gathering in B. No util. They can't really hold the wolf from the door. The only util is on its way. Here comes Automatic. A full set of it. He's got his belt. Chock-a-block full of goodies. And smoke and the incendiary in response. I don't know if they want to commit to this. They've got into Serato posturing, burning. Som actually gets one. Forced out by the Molotov, but he does go down with the ship and a frag. Art's just shooting at things with a Glock. And he will go down as well. Looks like the CTs are making this one count. Henny for a clutch. Oh. Dab says no. That's a big win for Genji.
Messy business, but that came off the back of an opening kill, right? That's something that we haven't seen a lot of lately. They've been losing the duels in Banana, and Art's been trying to walk up either mid or halls and put pressure on the A defenders as well. And this time round, they had, well, all of their defenders exactly where they needed to be. So Art trying to swap into the AK-47, Bentet with 2 massive kills with that CZ in the smoke. A FURIA can buy again. So
Those
Look,
arms.
it's great. It's great that they were able to put a round on the board, but they will have to deal with yet another gun round here. And this time round, it is going to be Art going for this entry frag over towards Banana. Molotov to slow him down, HE to push back the AWPer off the line, and they are respecting it this time. They're not going to continue to push. They're not going to continue to fight and give away the opening kills. But this is what happens, Lauren. The option is, if you don't go for the frags, you give up the territory, and now, if FURIA want, they can execute in Banana with 1:30 remaining on the clock. This is perfect territory, and when Yanko used to be on the desk with me, he said, if you get Banana this quick, just execute B.
Because the worst case scenario is you've got 3v2. And it does look like they're going to start pulling the pins. I'm seeing 2 smokes flying in. Fnatic smoke. They can plant within that. But the boost is still a problem. Dabs.
Oh my God.
Gets sussed out. That was about to be a disaster, but instead, Gen G have seized a one-man advantage. There's still 60 seconds in the round. It feels like FURIA have got no time at all. And Yuri, on his luck, does manage to catch one on A. And just like that, in a puff of smoke, they disappear.
Mented's position, though, here, sorry, Alex, is absolutely everything. Multi-kill territory.
He's been posted up in pit. He's finally been unleashed, but let's see what he can make from it. We know FURIA don't kind of fumble their words, but he doesn't fumble his shot. 2 is excellent. He sees the bomb, information relayed, automatic. You can't miss these, and that's a problem, because you know that T-side is going to be in your face before you've blinked.
Okay, this is an intense round. This is important for Gen G. Let's not forget, this is elimination from ESL 1 Cologne should they concede Inferno. And on the CT side, 5 just doesn't feel like a sufficient number. Yuri's actively fighting short. I don't really know if Som's prepared for this, and yes, works. Down to 3, though. Keserato's so paranoid about Long, he could get caught out by the double peek. Here's them both. Gets the Som, onto Daps in a 1v1, down to 18. One more bullet will do it from the in-game leader, and he always pulls it out when he needs to. Gen G, saved by the man behind the magic, the Puppet Master. Grabs himself an AWP for his success. The Bentet double. Damage to Keserato? No, but this shot from Keserato punishing the miss from automatic. It looked like they'd done enough, and it's Daps that saves the day.
He also clutched against Keserato on the best round of Train.
Yeah.
It was the same situation over there, so you wouldn't think that Daps would be getting the better of Keserato, but he has been.
And all I can think of is whenever I did an interview with Daps, I can't remember exactly, it was a nuke game, I'll tell you that much, and we were like, those clutches though, and he was like, yeah, if I'm clutching you, you're really doing something wrong.
Keserato's up B. He's going. He is full on going on that. He just ran through all the smokes, all the nades, all the mollies. He was ahead of everything, and he went for the fight. I've never seen such unbridled aggression in this year, last year, or the year before. I mean, I'm rolling my mind back to early days to remember anything like this.
Unbridled, because horses have bridles, and so when it's unbridled, it means it's not being held back. Words. Love it. Smoke, not gonna work. Som just doing the flashbang dance. There's another. Yuri makes the call, does the damage. Daps can't contribute any more. And that rotate, it's slow from the CTs. They're just about arriving as the deep smoke. Now, this is one FURIA have kind of coined themselves, a deep CT smoke. Look how much space that gives Vinny.
Wow. That's so much. That is so much room. They have to clear everything coming back in, let alone sight, and Vinny doesn't care. Doesn't care if there's smoke, doesn't care if there's volley, doesn't care if there's a player, and what a way to shut this one down. FURIA are insane to watch. I have not seen Counter-Strike like this in years.
I feel alive, now I'm feeling like up to the fine, will it stand the test of time? Right now I need a sign. Tell me if it's over, come a little closer. We should take our time to think this damn thing over. Should we grow closer, should this be over? My heart for your mind, probably we should start over. a polo, her face is saying don't go. I'm acting like I don't know. Whisper my name, say what you want, show me your thoughts. I do the same. My breath on your neck while I slowly caress. Feelings in gray, it's still the same. Tell me if it's over, come a little closer. We should take our time to think this damn thing over. Should we grow closer? Should this be over? My heart for your mind, probably we should start over. Tell me if it's over, am I your lover? Are we going solo? Or is it polo? Her face is saying don't go. I'm acting like I don't know. Tell me if it's over, come a little closer. We should take our time to think this damn thing over. Should we grow closer? Should this be over? My heart for your mind, probably we should start over. Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling?
America's for ESL 1 Cologne Group A elimination match between FURIA and Gen G. 16-14. It was just across the line for Train on FURIA's part. And Gen G find themselves in FURIA's territory now. The fans obviously willing this for the 2-0. Gen G quite the contrary. We entering in our second half. I say we. It's myself, Machine, Pansy and Sponge hanging out in the studio, burning the midnight oil. And GG.bet haven't changed their opinion at all. Still favouring FURIA for this one. Let's get into the good stuff. I'm seeing 2 smokes. It could be indicative of a fast B. Certainly Daps' position is, but you can see that the rest are starting to walk the bomb up second mid. Art, what are you up to?
Has he been hurt? I think Kusta knows something's up, but that doesn't matter. Henny's found the opening.
Oh, he misses his shot. Kusta smart to check. Okay, so perhaps that overextension from Art could have big ramifications. Never mind, Yuri's clean.
You know that you're playing against Fury when having to check that, right? Like, that's something that has to be in the forefront of your mind, that these guys will push everything. And there's just that kind of sense of a lack of safety.
Yeah, I feel very unsafe watching that. Your 2B players actively fighting in a 2-man advantage, and it does give them a way back in.
There is a little bit of a step here, and they're keeping that pressure up. Utility being put in, and Som and Automatic trying to keep it together. But Henny, he fancies it. Does he go through? No, he just makes presence noted, keeps the attention towards CT.
This is a perfect split. If Automatic gets this kill immediately, it could be a very big contribution. He's tucking himself back into the site. He realizes time is his best friend. No kits. And Som's hit a banger. Yori's gone. Jiggling, and the patience is rewarded. It's down to Henny. He's already hit 2 fantastic headshots. He knows where he's coming from. Som has been the difference maker. He's rotted the clock and now does eliminate the head. It's 7 for Gen G.
Just taking a quick look at the stat lines here. In 2020, 24 maps of Inferno have been played for Gen G. They've won it 12 times, lost it 12 times. But one of the notes here, their T side, they've won 55.69% of their rounds on the T side. So there is a chance for them to bounce back into this one.
Did we just see, though, a 2v4 then? I know, I think it was a 2v3, but it might have been a 2v4, I think.
I think it started at 4.
Yeah, and this is like I guess the counter argument to that constant aggression.
Yeah.
It definitely caught your attention pushing down Banana at that point. It's definitely a double-edged sword, right?
I mean, it's fine, and if you win the round, no one talks about it. The issue is that the 2 Ts have to do a lot more hard work if you are tucked in on the site.
Very true.
Rotate's a lot easier to call. They're making sound cues. Suddenly it's a 4v2 and not a 2v2. But that choice did have a negative outcome for FURIA. They have opted for the classic Deagles and Kevlar force buy into the second. and very pushed down on mid.
Yeah, just to note, what that makes possible is if it is A, they can flank very quickly, or if they come back to clear banana, that can get the rotation in for the remainder of the teammates fast as well.
Som's position is keeping me interested. I don't know if they're trying to bait this, or if they're aware this is a possibility, or they heard steps, or maybe something kind of indicated that was a factor. But it looks like they're going to play back to this, and I feel if they do go to banana, they've got to be aware there's someone going to be pushed down. But do they expect the second?
Yeah, I think there might be a chance for Vinny here. Bentet, though, leaping across. Mac-10 couldn't be better weapon for the job. And let's not forget the B site's wide open now. The two B defenders gone. The rest of them just going to look to preserve what they brought into this round. Henny's saving his extra pennies, not opting for the investment in Kevlar because he's in pursuit of the AWP. That stands for Arctic Warfare Police. Doesn't have any mention of Sniper. I mean, it's kind of makes sense. I guess there's no S in AWP. I guess there's no argument there. And it doesn't really...
I don't know the naming.
Why would a green rifle be used in the Arctic?
I'm not sure. I don't question anything. I don't know why it's called the Mac-10 or the AK-47 or the M4. Like those things right there.
Some people
it's normally the manufacturer.
Some people do care. Some people, you know, care about the difference between a mag and a clip. Also, something I don't care about. It's a bloody video game. So...
Gets himself a fresh mag.
I only say mag now because people always say, it's not a clip. I don't know. I literally don't know what the difference is, but I know that people get less angry at mag.
So what do we say with the revolver? Like if they were reloading the revolver, oh, he is taking his individual bullets and reloading each chamber of the revolver.
What's the...
Do we ever have to cast that? Is that something I will have to be careful?
If we see JW, that's the only time.
Yeah. I haven't really...
Didn't get many calendar tweets, Alex, did we?
What, the calendar?
Not many people were interested in the calendar.
Oh, I didn't realize we were fishing for
Chad's always fishing, let's be honest.
Okay, guys, Chad's feeling lonely.
What's his Twitter
attention.
again?
That's SPUNJ.
Got it.
Send him nice messages. Tell him you'd like to see him naked.
Well, no.
Shirtless.
That's what the subtext he was looking for.
Naked?
Well, I mean, we are provocatively posing in this calendar, I assume.
It's provocative.
I presume so.
I thought it was going to be kind of a very reserved,
I mean, yeah, it's
shy and...
Okay, hold up a second. This is provocative.
Yeah, they might win themselves a full eco. I don't know quite what Bentet's Mac-10 can get done. There's so many multiple targets, and he's handling it with ease. Lovely jubbly, bibbity-bobbity. Bentet says, get off my property.
I'll buy that calendar.
Yeah, the Bentet one. Yeah, he just puts all his frags in a little frag movie.
Yeah, just little...
So, just quickly, this is a very serious match. I'll reiterate it again. I want to make sure everybody at home is familiar with what happens here. You lose this, you're out. That's it.
Dad, don't try and pull it back in like you're the serious one. All right?
He was the one that was talking about the lose
Exactly.
Like
we're here trying to cast a game, right? We're the play-by-play. We're making it fun and
of you trying to
entertaining.
derail mine and Lauren's broadcast.
I feel like I'm being picked on by my children here.
Children?
Don't make me put you guys in the dunce
Power
corner.
dynamic has shifted. You know, normally it was kind of Hank was the mediator, but now Lauren's just as nasty as I am.
Yeah, you guys are bullies.
Bully.
Now, let's see what Art's up to. I love the boost. He can sit on half wall and just spend the rest of the round there. It does give the freedom for his teammate to rotate off if he has the inclination.
Oh, there is a cool setup. Oh, they fell off. There's a cool setup that they've run before where they actually send one player in front of that half wall looking in anti-flash, but we won't be greeted with that one this time round. Maybe the four-man alien, Lauren, so...
Come on, Henny. Let's have a little peek. See, these guys use a bit of utility. Didn't really work out much better. It gave him a shot, though. Automatic does at least get the control of the CT Arch angle, but knowing Furia, they see a Molotov, they see a smoke, they'll kind of attract to it. They're like a moth to a flame.
Yeah, and that flame subsides on long. No one interested in advancing, but the majority, if not all, of Gen.G are congregated in middle. Well aware of the potential for an aggressive banana maneuver and well aware of the opponent they face. Oh, one did slip the net. That swing from Daps could be the end of Henny. He does spot the bomb, trying to get out, and he does. Arch smoked off. They start their advance. They look to wrap into A, but there is going to be 3 CTs to receive them. Gen.G, they need one more before they can start advancing into that site. Smokes are plenty. Yuri still dug in on Pit. They can even play retake from here. They've got 2 players there, and they're hunting him. Oh, he doesn't look up.
Oh, Kusta. What a time to come alive at that moment, but Vinny is there, and Vinny has been good, and the aggression has been unrelenting again. Fight after fight, they are just pushing this. They just don't stop.
I imagine this is actually one of the games that's incredibly hard to observe because with if everything's going right for Furia, there's 3 fights happening at once, regardless of CT or T.
Jake, you give us a wiggle if this is harder than normal to observe the old Furia boys.
Can't wiggle its mouse.
We can. You
Go
go
down to
free
free cam.
cam and he
Yeah.
wiggles.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
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 That was a sad wiggle too. That was like,
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, there's a fight at A, and it could have ramifications for the round. There's 2 people fighting at B that probably
Yeah.
they will plant if they win. So you have to kind of get into the head of the in-game leader. Now, looking at the money situation, we do still keep Tim on the AWP. Henny's pulling out his own as well. But it's the double AWP that FURIA have decided to pivot into that I am intrigued by.
Honestly, I was scared he was walking down mid. I don't know what to expect from these guys anymore. They just constantly pressure the issue. We saw this before, but they didn't fully commit. Art this time up there. Kind of left, pants down, little confused, little dazed, little out of it. Som!
Robbed.
Why are you
Robbed.
making it look so good, Som? Bye-bye,
Throws it
all.
away. He's like, make sure he fires off a shot, lets him know I've taken it, and it's now never to be returned. Vinny has to accept that it will just be FAMAS. That nade is a nice little constellation prize, though. 2 members, nice and squishy, softened up for that FAMAS.
Well, Vinny's in trouble here. He's going to get isolated.
Uh-oh, cut off, no support on an island.
He
Henny's
wants to
trying
help
to get
him.
there.
And he has. He got at least the first, and it turns the attention for Bentet to go down. Vinny doubles up. Fantastic hold. Henny arrives not a second too late. And that leaves Automatic and Kusta trying to puzzle something up on A. It does look promising. He'll be able to smoke that. Keserato just about getting to the Vesper in time.
God, these guys are playing on such fine margins, but they do get their support again. Keserato finding Kusta is left Automatic so alone and with no hope of doing much. FURIA leaning, almost like that pendulum swing, side to support each other.
Yeah, so that was very strange because Art obviously went down early. Then Vinny was on an island. Keserato rotated over to make sure he was okay. Threw him a little bit of a life jacket. Then Henny comes on over with the bailout. And they're able to lock down this banana take. They're trading places, swapping sites, and still making it work. And now this has forced Genji down to an eco, where Som's upgraded to a HE and a P250. We've got a Deagle for Bentet, P250 for Automatic, and then Glocks for Daps and Kusta. So this one here, it's hard to see much getting made of this one. But remember Kusta's Glock ace the other day, so maybe I'll hold my breath until the first couple of frags come in.
I mean, that was new. And there he goes. I like it, Kusta. Don't worry. I'm still a fan. Me and Moses are still in the fan club. Don't worry. He might not admit it these days, but he's still there. I see his badge. But yeah, otherwise, T-Side going to try and make it out of it if they can. That's lovely. A dink on Henny. Keserato a little low, but even though with all these good factors, you still got guns against you, right? So it's like we can get excited, we can hype it up, but in the end, no one falls a clean round for the CTs, and everything just kind of keeps building in the right direction. And as I said, this is to stay alive. This is when we start having to really put our focus towards this, because 12 rounds is quite a lot now. You're starting to get to that point where, on the other side with your 9, you need to make a couple of things happen.
Yeah, you would certainly start with a strong call and a strong game plan coming into round 22. I do see... And Orp, where is Henny off to? He's been taken over to B. He's going to be using his utility. So he's thrown out his early smoke towards the half-wall, does extinguish the molly from the T's, and they'll be able to fall off now, leaving them with their own. Yuri flashed in by Keserato, and this deadly duo doubles up. Oh, down cute. Vinny knows they're coming. Pre-fire's not great, but Art is. Quickly finds 2 of his own, puts Automatic in the clutch, and not gonna bait the corner. That's 13.
I just want to check something here with Jakey. Are you able to observe Henny at the start of the round? Because I was watching a lot of demos back today of these 2 teams going toe-to-toe, and Henny would just play completely spawn-based. So when he had a B spawn, he would go over and help the B players. If he had a spawn closer towards library, he would take the library spawn. If he had one closer towards mid, he would take the mid spawn. And I think that right there is what kind of dictates how FURIA want to approach these rounds. So he has a B spawn for his team, and he's going towards B. So I guess 1 out of 1. Let's say that's the theory, and it's cracked, and I'm right.
100% accuracy, Chad. I love it.
Checking his utility set as well. So that's a really nice combination to throw and then enable him to disappear without being too committed to Banana himself. B players can hold on to theirs until there's more of a threat. And back in support of A, just in the nick of time again. Much less resistance in Apps this time. Not going to be seeing contact on Daps. He's managed to get himself pushed up. Brackets. He's now under the Gen G flag. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts putting bullets.
Vinny.
Oh, what?
Hello.
Kusta, I love that. 50 caliber lodged into Henny's snapback.
They're trying it, but look who's going walkabouts. Art. It feels like if it's not Vinny, it's going to be Art, and they're always going to be somewhere. And I feel if you're Gen G, you've almost got to expect it. Automatic flash in hand, might have to put that in just
It's going to go over
to
his head.
maybe negate it, but do you really check this? You've got to clear it so well. The flash sets it up. Art gets one, but he can't convert more. But there's Vinny. If it ain't Art, it's Vinny. And it's just a shutdown. This is like clinical insanity. I don't know what to do with these players.
Well, Kusta, it feels like he's been able to slip into the backlines. He might be able to take Vinny out here. The rotation is coming through.
Yo, watch him win this. Watch him
Come
win
on,
this.
Kusta.
Gets the rifle, getting the bomb. Oh, the switch of the weapon cost him his life. Timing's a cruel mistress. Sometimes it saves you, sometimes it screws you.
I thought well, it wasn't enough. And meanwhile, he's already got the grenade pinned. He's so ready for that.
They just disappear. What a magic trick.
Perfect stuff. Now, last chance saloon for Gen G here. I know that there's only 14 on the board for FURIA, but after this, it's going to be difficult to see how Gen G can battle back. They would need 6 rounds in a row if they lose this one here just to take it to overtime. It didn't go very well for them on train. Queserado dipping the Molotov down towards middle, 3 towards top banana again, and Art, well, here he goes.
Why wouldn't you walk banana, huh?
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Walk through the molly, take all the damage, but
Tony
stay
Robinson.
Som has been given the unenviable task of containing Art's B aggression. Oh, he's actually checked it. He misses, and Som can punish huge here. If he gets both, they're going to pincer B. That smoke saves Art. That may very well save the round. If they spray through the smoke, though, Art is screwed. He's down to 2. That's 2, TWO. He's got no health, but he does live to fight another day, and so perhaps do FURIA.
Oh, that was close, but Henny's going back. He's just going to post up on banana, but look at this. Really close by. Kusta was really good from here before. Does he see the feet? No, he doesn't. He's dead. Dead in the water. Queserato doubling up towards Zaps. This is looking pretty rough as Art is holding down CTR. Surely this is all but over.
I don't see a way out. He wants more. The smoke will obscure. Oh, I thought he hit that. Looks like Automatic did get tagged, and that USP through the smoke could very well be doing the final bit of heavy lifting. It's a dunk from Queserato. Nice little bit of backspin. Som looking to spin us back to life. Gen G need the 10th here. Leaping through, looking good, but not good as Art. Triple kill in the round, and the last with just a scrap of health. It started at B, and Gary does get his high fives in. That extra 1%. The shoulder rubs from Zonic, the high fives from Gary. Everyone's got their approach. But you can see this is a lovely play from Art. Getting the bomb in the first place was something. Queserato didn't have to do too much with the comms being as crispy as that. So that's put 15. This is elimination for Gen G. They have got to battle through 6 rounds if they want to keep their heads above water at ESL 1 Cologne, or they'll be added to the list of the eliminated.
Do they just twist those screws, Alex? You know, you're sitting there in FURIA's position. You're 15-9. You've been running them the entire game. I just want to see him go more aggressive now. I've got a taste of it. It's pretty exciting to watch.
The bomb sat right back at T-Stairs in the hands of Som. Very, very safe. Now they feigned mid-control. They want to head back towards Banana. There isn't a smoke to hold them at bay, but Art towards the top with the AWP is probably wishing they walk in towards his crosshair. Flash comes over. Now he's on high alert. So let's see how many you can get this time round.
Just a wild wall bang, collateral triple. Not today.
He's staying forward.
That is ambitious. Oh, it's going to be a quick 1-for-1. Vinny now will be forced to do a lot. And, well, not allowed to do any.
Well, this should just be the save from FURIA. There's no need to go for this. The money on their side, it's not fantastic. Henny and Queserado will be able to buy, but going for this, I was talking about in the first half for Gen G just how difficult it is to rotate in and retake bomb sites on a map like Inferno. Well, when you have so many rounds to work with, it doesn't make much sense going for it. Just hold on to your hats, allow the T's to have one round. It doesn't matter if the score ends up being 16-14, as long as you get the victory, as long as you're able to convert that final round that you need. And holding on to the goodies that you have right now and not putting more pressure on your economy is going to give you more and more chances to potentially go for these styles of aggression. So the AWP for Henny will be held on over. It's necessary because you can see Art there, 4150. His money's starting to dwindle on down. One of the things that happens when you're as aggressive as Art, you get some really cool plays, but you also die a lot. So to keep getting you the big green in hand becomes expensive. K Serato has enough to drop him one over. Or if they want to mix things up, never mind, they don't. Henny drops an AWP. Buys one of his own. It's the utility he needs to supplement, and it's a full gun round yet again. So, will it be more mad aggression from FURIA, or are they going to look to taper it in here to close this one out? You can smell it now. Doesn't feel like it's far off.
He's just on the horizon. FURIA not known to be too bitten by the unable to close bug.
The amount of utility committed then just towards Banana, but
Ooh.
Som's going quick this time. We haven't seen this before.
Yeah, I love it. Quick smoke on Arch, charge through it. There's a huge gap, and the rotate for once is a little slow. Henny, however, he spotted it, and he even hits it very quick. Whoa! Henny is nuts! So damn fast. Daps trying to do something, trying to stem the bleed. Kusta too, just the two of them, trying to tango with 3 red-blooded Brazilians. They want this. Just 2 more frags from continuing their Cologne adventure, and Daps has managed to level the odds.
Smart work from Daps there. Able to work back towards the bomb when required, splitting the CTs now either to one site. Serato towards A, Henny towards B. Where does Daps take this bomb? I guess you give Kusta a little bit of room to work, but fine margins here.
I really hope they don't walk B. I imagine Henny's probably going to take a cursory glance to that long. Actually, he's gone for emo. This works wonderfully for him. Look, Kusta will be able to walk construction. He'll have no info. I'm surprised he wasn't taking a more information-driven approach. At this point, if they don't check emo, I suppose it's bang on for Henny. He can just stop that bomb. Kusta, he's got oodles of util, though.
There's no way that he'd be clearing this position, surely.
He doesn't fully clear it. Tight from Henny, and that's a fantastic round. Quad kill in it from the AWPer, and FURIA continue at ESL 1.